Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be watching Rick doing another Project Shivoham video. We've watched a couple of his videos in the past, and I found them very interesting, very intriguing. Some things, concepts that, at the time, and even now probably still, are a little above or beyond my current knowledge to grasp, but that's the beauty of life. It's always a journey of learning. One should always seek more knowledge, and today we're going to be seeking this knowledge on lost temples of ancient Kashmir. So yes, the link to this video will be in the description down below, so make sure to please go and check it out. The Lost Temples of Ancient Kashmir. Wow, there's nothing else in the description. Okay, well, we will be going into this blind then. So the Lost Temples of Ancient Kashmir. Is this going to be a situation where, people were forced out? Or is there going to be a situation where other religions came in and dismantled and destroyed these temples and replaced them with their own, whatever it may be, mosques, churches, temples, whatever it may be? Or maybe it's a combination of both. I don't know. We will find out today, though. Again, this video was requested by quite a number of people, actually, in the comments. So, yeah, we're going to watch it and enjoy it. Let's get it started. Oh my god. Did you... Okay, hold on. The auto-translated subtitle simply says foreign. It foreign. Wow. Good job, Google. Music. I mean, it is music.
Kashmir. The name itself invokes a lot of geopolitical and religious thoughts and
were his other videos in English? I didn't think his other videos were in English.
Views and opinions. But putting all that aside, getting straight to the point, what has been the real history of Kashmir? A brutally honest and undisputable account about the ancient history and heritage of Kashmir. That's what you're going to see in the next couple of minutes.
Thank you.
Let's get straight to the topic.
I'm excited to learn more. So
if we dig deep into...
I have more of an understanding and a base of knowledge to rely back upon. Secretary of State for India and Council, photographs, plans, and drawings, ancient buildings in Kashmir.
The archives of the British-occupied India, almost like 150 years ago. Back then, the British authorities, through the Archaeological Survey of India, they conducted a survey about Kashmir, the ancient buildings and the temples in this region. The British did...
This is from 1869. Oh, I see.
A very detailed...
I mean, it's cool that they were able to detail these things. I wonder if today, in today's day and age, we can utilize things like LiDAR technology. There's even like LiDAR technology we can use in like some satellites as well to find even more of these settlements and buildings and temples.
Examination of all these temples which were destroyed as part of the Islamic invasions, and they tried to reconstruct.
Okay, so that it was Islamic invasion,
and then the photographs of them, and then they compiled it in a book called as Ancient Buildings in Kashmir, published in 1869. That's approximately 150 years ago from now. And with these archives as our primary source, let us try to understand all the lost temples of ancient Kashmir. They say that a picture speaks 1,000 words. The pictures of the ancient temples that you're going to see as part of this documentary in next couple of minutes, they speak not just 1,000 words, but 1,000,000 words. So I want to do this documentary a little differently. I don't want to talk much and let the pictures do all the talking. So let's get started.
Okay. All right. Cool. The Lost Temples of Ancient Kashmir, 913-921 CE. Common Era here.
Just a quick...
So these are specifically just the ones that have been lost to time, correct? Because one of the things about the Islamic invasion and Islam in general is they typically tear down prior temples, or they repurpose prior temples and put their mosques up, right? That's usually what they do.
Quick note to start with. The photographs that you're going to see in this documentary about the ancient temples of Kashmir are the photographs taken by the British authorities back in 1868. So the shape and form of these temples and the state of them today might be a lot different from what it was 150 years ago, what you're going to see in this documentary.
We're gonna be
So
seeing
the
photos
first
from
temple is
back then.
Meruvardhana Swami, built by Amatya Meru, dedicated to Lord Shiva. Location Pandrethan. Pandrethan is a distorted pronunciation of the original name Purana Adhistan, which means the old capital, Kashmir. Built in the period of 913 to 921 CE, that is 1100 plus years old. So this temple was in ruins when British was doing the archaeological survey around this temple. Number 2, Sugandheswara, built by King Shankaravarman of Utpala dynasty. Location Pathan, Kashmir. Period 883 to 901 CE. Shankaravarman built the temple dedicated to Lord Shiva in the name of his wife Sugandhi, thus the name Sugandheswara. Kalhana's Rajatarangini about all the dynasties in Kashmir is the primary account of all this information. And this temple is also desecrated and destroyed as part of the Islamic invasions of Kashmir.
Even to this day, there's a lot of isn't there a lot of Hindu persecution in Kashmir? Is it Kashmir or Kashmir? Kashmir? I've said it both ways. Like my brain wants to say Kashmir, but maybe I'm saying it wrong.
Number 3, Bhavani Mandir, dedicated to Ma Parvati. It is not known who built this temple, but interestingly, around 1200 years ago, this temple was unearthed in Kashmir by the king of those times. Location
Oh wow.
Boniar, Kashmir.
So it's even older than 1200 It's even older than 1200 years if it was unearthed. How much longer is that even?
Number 4, Avanti Swami Temple, built by King Avantivarman. Location Avantipur, Kashmir. Period 850 to 854 CE. Number 5, Shankara Gaureshwara, again built by Shankaravarman of Utpala dynasty, the same king who built Sugandheswara. He built 2 temples, one in the name of his wife Sugandheswara, dedicated to Lord Shiva, and another temple as Shankara Gaureshwara, again dedicated to Lord Shiva and Parvati in his name, Shankaravarman, hence Shankara Gaureshwara. Location Pathan, Kashmir, and period 1883 to 901 CE. Number 6, Jeshteshwara.
Oh wow.
Again, this temple, we don't know who built it, but the dating of this temple is 220 to 223 BCE. That's approximately 2200 years old. And this temple is the oldest in the entire Kashmir, dedicated to Lord Shiva and as usually desecrated and destroyed. But now, thankfully, it is restored.
Oh, it's restored now. Oh, that's wonderful. That's fantastic. Yeah, something with like this much history behind it. Just sit there and imagine the amount of people, the amount of different people that have gone to this temple, through its doorways, worshipped or prayed at it, right? It's astronomical. It's it's tough trying to wrap your head around just the amount of human history we've gone through.
Number 7, Martand Sun Temple, dedicated to Surya Bhagwan, built by Ranaditya Varma. Location Anantnag, Kashmir. Period 490 to 555 CE. That's more than 1500 years old. Number 8, Sharada Shakti Peeth. We don't know who built it. The location is in Neelam, Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and the period as well is unknown. But the antiquity of Sharada Shakti Peeth is incredible. It is even mentioned innumerable times in the Puranas as well. So that speaks for itself.
Wow. And it's unfortunately in the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Oh man. So there's no way this is ever being restored if it's under the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Oh, oh brother. Hmm. It's really unfortunate.
Number 9. Wangad Temple Complex. A group of temples in this area of Wangad, Kashmir. We don't know who built it and when it was built, but as part of the archaeological survey that British did, it has already been in ruins, terribly desecrated and destroyed.
Yeah, it looks really rough here.
Number 10. Naranag Mandir. Location Naranag, Kashmir. Again, built by unknown, period 220 BCE. That's
Wow.
approximately 2200 years ago.
Wow. And this in itself is like very beautiful looking, even though it's in ruins. But like it's just very atmospheric with like the this mountain in the background. I wish I could see the whole image. Now this obviously isn't a photo from when the British took a photo of it because it's in color. Um, but this is a more modern photo. But I mean, with like the snow here and in the background, it looks very interesting now. Just imagine how it looked when it was in its full glory.
The list is never ending, but this is what truth looks like. And this is what hatred towards other cultures and other religions look like. And this is what the damage that Islamic invasions have inflicted on Kashmir would look like. And this is what history would look like. And if we really want to correct our history textbooks, it cannot be done by just removing certain chapters on the invasions. Rather, it's all about including the truth. And this is what the real truth is. And I said, a picture speaks 1,000 words, but these pictures speak 1,000,000 words.
Is it is it not written in Indian textbooks about like this sort of stuff about the destruction of temples? One would think that would be like one of the main things written for that time period, right?
I rest my
Hmm.
case. If you are of the opinion that, bro, something has happened over 1,000 years, fine, let's get over it. Let's talk about development, progressiveness, diversity, inclusion, etc. etc. So let me tell you one thing straight. Bharat has been a very diverse civilization all along. It has been a pluralistic civilization all along. And that is the reason you will not have as diverse country as Bharat, be it in terms of language, religion, etc. Of course, we have this disease of caste-based discrimination. Let's talk about it in a separate forum. But coming to the current context, see, let's take a small instance. I think everything would be clarified if you just think about that one instance. Take two people. Number one is General Dyer, who unleashed the massacre of Jallianwala Bagh, and number two is Aurangzeb. Talking about General Dyer, no one looks at General Dyer as a Catholic or a Christian. He has been a brutal, he was a monster who unleashed Jallianwala Bagh. Now you talk about Aurangzeb, that invokes a lot of political and religious emotions even today. I'm not saying across the board, but it has reasonable political relevance and political convenience. Why? I want you to think about just this one question. Compare General Dyer and Aurangzeb. General Dyer does not have any political relevance, while Aurangzeb is still having political relevance in Indian politics. Why? A commonsensical question. Ask for yourself and try to find an answer for yourself. Having said
Hmm.
that, are we against any specific religion? Absolutely no, and that's not a motherhood statement. And I
Absolutely no.
mean it. I don't care which religion. Absolutely no. Having said that, are we against any specific religion? Absolutely no, and that's not a motherhood statement. And I mean it. I don't care which religion you follow. You don't care which religion I follow. You and me should peacefully coexist in the society. That's
He's right. He's right on that. Peaceful coexistence would be ideal, but you still need to keep an eye on potential extremism because the extremism is what leads to places like these temples being destroyed. it leads to lives being lost. It leads to terror and destruction. So peaceful coexistence, yes, but always keep an eye out for extremism.
That's all. This true God, false God, heaven, hell, believer, non believer, these things should not disturb the harmony in the society. And unfortunately, 1,000-year long reality is otherwise. I don't want to conclude the history about Kashmir on a negative note or a victimhood note. So let's turn around and understand the greatness of Kashmir in just 2 minutes. Ustamito vanastah Kashmir pradeshe prasiddho mrugakyah. These words are said by Vasistha Maharshi, Guru of Bhagavan Sri Ram, while writing Dhanurvedam, which is part of Yajurvedam. Vasistha Maharshi refers to a species of deer that is exclusively present in the region of Kashmir. Kashmir Pradeshe Prasiddhau. And Vasistha Maharshi goes on explaining how to make a bow with the horns of this deer, which is indigenous to the region of Kashmir. The word Kashmir and this region has a very deep antiquity, all the way back to the times of Vedas, still being called exactly with the same name, Kashmir. Indians
Wow.
invented zero, the same boring dialogue on and on and on you get to hear all the time. But how many of us are really aware of the
I wouldn't say it's a boring dialogue, but I mean, I have. I mean, when I was first learning about India, one of the things was yes, a lot of people told me India invented zero.
Bhakshali Sharada manuscript? This is the oldest written record about Bharatiya Ganitam in first hand. It is approximately 1800 to 2000 years old, and this Bhakshali Sharada manuscript accidentally found in excavation and is written in a script native to Kashmir, and it explains the Bharatiya Ganitam or the Indian mathematics in a practical and a detailed manner. I made a detailed documentary on Bhakshali manuscript. You can check that if you're interested. But getting to the topic, let me pull out a very interesting fact in our current context. We use symbols for arithmetic operators, right? Plus, minus, so on and so forth. So when was this culture of using symbols for denoting an arithmetic operation came into existence? So these are very interesting basic questions that opens up a world of a different kind of research, I would say. It has been a very fascinating journey for me all along, and here is a small fact that I would like to share with you. As part of Bhakshali manuscript, how two numbers are subtracted was explained. Don't get carried away by the plus symbol that you're seeing. It is not addition, rather it is subtraction. And this plus is not a plus, it is a Sanskritam letter ka. And the meaning of this Sanskritam letter ka is to reduce. So that is
to reduce. Okay, so it's a letter. So we when we look at it, we see a plus, but it's actually okay. All right.
the reason 3 ka 8. That means 3 minus 8. That's equal to 5. Interestingly, the arithmetic operation of subtraction was flipped the other way around as part of this Bhakshali Sarada manuscript. And this manuscript is the oldest written record in the whole world for also the usage of zero in calculations.
3 minus 3?
It's a fascinating subject altogether. Written in the script called Sharada. The script what you're seeing on the screen, it's called as Sharada. Kashmir also holds this incredible heritage when it comes to linguistics. Sanskritam has always been named after goddess Saraswati. The oldest known script of Sanskritam is called as Brahmi, a name of Saraswati Devi. And the next generation of the script which evolved from Brahmi is Siddhamatrika, again name of Saraswati Devi. And from Siddhamatrika came Sharada script, what you're seeing on the screen, also in the name of Saraswati Devi. The reason I quoted
I love when these ancient, manuscripts or just ancient, or old writings are found. There's that one that I really like. It was in Europe where it was literally some kids like homework, and they had he had like doodled on the back of it and everything. I can't remember, man. Let me look that up. It's this here. It was from 13th century Russia. It was some kid's like homework basically, and he doodled on it. It's just like that little touch of humanity. We love to see it.
Siddhamatrika, again name of Saraswati Devi. And from Siddhamatrika came Sharada script, what you see Dhanurvedam, and also in the name of Saraswati Devi. The reason I quoted about Dhanurvedam and Bhakshali Sharda manuscript is both these facts quickly establish how deep the antiquity of Kashmir has been and how rich the scientific heritage of Kashmir has been. We did not even
Yeah.
scratch the surface. But if we get
It is a very, very vital, and important region.
to the depth of how Kashmir has been the highest seat of knowledge in Bharat, that line of research opens up certain fascinating aspects about the greatness of Bharat. So that is the most
Oh yeah, this is the full photo here. Oh, this is very stunning. Wow.
unbiased and undisputable account about the lost temples of our ancient Kashmir. And let me get this straight and blunt one more time. If I destroy and desecrate the holy places of another religion, then there is nothing holy about my religion to start with. And most importantly, the truth.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's definitely not wrong.
Should never be subverted, no matter for political convenience or for any other material reasons. The truth stands high above all of us. Concluding it in
Truth does not pay homage to any society, ancient or modern. Society has to pay homage to truth or die. Society should be molded upon truth, and truth has not to adjust itself to society.
the words of Swami Vivekananda.
I wish people. I wish people would adhere to this quote, this statement in today's age. People like to bend the truth. People like to deny the truth. People like to, push their feelings before the truth, and it's unfortunate.
Here is what he says. Truth does not pay homage to any society, ancient or modern. Society has to pay homage to truth or die. Societies should be molded upon truth, and truth has not to adjust itself to society. That is the bottom line. And as always, thanks for watching.
All right. Good recommendation. Good recommendation. It was very interesting and fascinating to see just how ancient some of these temples were. Just how far back some of these temples went. And again, yeah, it is very unfortunate that they were destroyed and left in such destitution here. Very, very unfortunate. Super unfortunate. All right, we're going to read some comments here. If I destroy the holy place of another religion, then there is nothing holy about my religion to start with. Good words. Heart bleeds. We can't bring back past, but we can change things for future at least. Yeah, we can definitely try. As a Kashmiri Pandit, it breaks my heart. Also, Kashmiri Shaivism, Hinduism is very ancient. It's really weird how underrated this channel is. It's a pretty big channel now, right? 400, yeah, almost 500,000 subscribers. Recently, I tried to learn more about Kashmiri culture, philosophy, and lifestyle. It's beautiful and profound. Amazing how old Kashmir's history of Hinduism is. I can only wonder how intellectually flourished the society of ancient Kashmir was. Heart bleeds a million tears watching this. You're just amazing, but we need billions of people like you and Yogi. I don't know this Yogi. The video changed my perspective of Kashmir completely. Yeah, and I knew to an extent, because I've done a little bit of research on this, right? I knew to an extent like how important and vital this area is for like Hinduism and Hindu culture and everything like that. I didn't realize like it went as far back as it did, and I knew, unfortunately, the reality of the Islamic invasion, destruction of these different temples, and this pushback of any other religion other than Islam. I just didn't know the extent. I didn't know the extent of it. Project Shivoham is one of the best channels for better to learn or interesting impact of ancient India and its culture. Very true. Thank you very much. Here's a 500 Indian rupee super thanks from a year ago. All right, just brilliant, brother. Your documentaries have been a eye opener to many. I want to read some new comments. Let's see if there's anything new that's popped up, because this video is 3 years old or 2 years old. Save Kashmir. Where can I get the background music? The temple's located in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir Riverside. It's Patan, not Patan. Islam is not a religion, but a political ideology for destruction, devastation, and death. Well, it is a religion. You can't. I mean, it is a religion. It's one of the world's largest religions. It is a religion. It's just, unfortunately, the extremist sides of that religion tend to have a lot of what's the word? Confrontation with others. Thank you for this video. Thank you. Everything will get restored with grandiose outlooks. The place that got destroyed under Islamic period till Indian dispensation under the coming power, China. Huh? What? So wrong against any ancient site. It relates to the roots. Government must restore. Part of invading was to target temples because it relates to identity and idols, or cleansing how many, manipulating its history. Oh yeah, that is true. Like, isn't in Islam they specifically target or specifically say to go after those that worship idols, right? Or cleansing, but now manipulating its history, taking the voice of the native too, claiming did not exist or change, etc. Try to separate. Thanks for sharing the this important information. I don't know why I didn't read that correctly. Okay. There weren't any Islamic invasion. They were local kings, and some temples were destroyed by Hindu Brahmin minister of Sultan Sikandar. Many temples were destroyed by Harsha and Ananda and other Hindu kings. Then he says a slur and says to educate yourself. Yeah, that you want someone to listen to your side of things, but you attack them with slurs. Weird. That seems like the opposite way to have someone listen to what you want to say, right? All right, guys. Link to this video will be in the description down below. Make sure to go and check it out. With that being said, I'm out of here. Take care. Goodbye.